are two dangerous ingredients everyone seems to be talking about when it comes to the relationship between nutrition and chronic disease. These are on the one hand sugar and on the other hand vegetable oils such as sunflower oil, soybean oil or canola oil. But I'm here to tell you that it might not be these ingredients precisely that are making people sick, but it's something else. Now, to be clear from the start, this is only a hypothesis of mine, so let me explain. Let's start with sugar. We know that sugar is mostly found in candy, donuts, Coca-Cola, milkshakes, sugary cereals, and so on. These are foods commonly associated with obesity and a poor lifestyle. All these foods have in common that they are high in sugar, so it's natural sugar often gets the blame for obesity and things like that. But wait, aren't there other foods that are high in sugar, such as, for example, honey and fruit? Now, just logically, without looking at any scientific evidence, can you show me a person that only gets their sugar cravings from honey and fruit that is also obese and suffering from the same chronic disease? Now, they might be out there, I'm not saying they're not, but they're gonna be very hard to find. So maybe it's not the sugar that's the issue, but something else. Now let's move on to vegetable oils such as sunflower oil, soybean oil or canola oil. People that are against these oils usually point out that they are quick to oxidize, and when that happens they form toxic byproducts that can cause inflammation. However, there are many others that have pointed out that when we look at the scientific research, it does not seem to back up the fact that these oils are actually that dangerous for our health. So what is going on here? In my opinion, we're focusing on the wrong thing. It is perhaps not about the seed oil itself, about the vegetable oil itself, but what it represents. Just think about it for a moment. Where do we find seed oils or vegetable oils? Mainly as frying oil for deep frying, ingredient of processed foods, or sauces frequently used in poor quality foods such as mayonnaise or like a ranch dressing for huge salads, and also as a cooking oil in restaurants that are usually more in the fast food niche. So if you have an individual that eats a large amount of seed oils or vegetable oils, we are typically looking at an individual that is eating a lot of processed foods and a lot of fast food. And now you can ask yourself, is it specifically the vegetable oil that is hurting this person or his overall diet and lifestyle? See, some of the studies that show no damage from vegetable oils can be criticized in a few ways. First of all, we're looking at a short interval of time rather than a long period of time. Secondly, we're looking at individuals that are taking some vegetable oils as an isolated ingredient, but eating overall healthy and living maybe a healthy lifestyle. So very often in the studies also, they are taking the oil, a thing on its own, rather than the oil as a part of a diet full of processed foods and fast food. Moreover, when we talk about vegetable oils, we typically generalize, but I think it's important to make a distinction. There's an obvious difference between cold-pressed sunflower oil from a farm in Italy or canola oil that has gone through an extensive chemical process of extraction and purification. And of course, there's also a difference between using this organic cold-pressed sunflower oil as part of a dressing in a salad of local greens, or using it as a deep frying oil for French fries that's gonna be used for days on end before it's refreshed. Even if you are very against seed oils, you have to admit there's a difference between one and the other. So it could be that seed or vegetable oils as a whole are not the problem, but it's more nuanced. The actual problem is this: the type of seed oil that is used. So we can distinguish between organic, cold-pressed sunflower oil from a farm in Italy versus canola oil from some chemical extraction plant that is months old, and also how the vegetable oil is used. Is it part of a diet that focuses on whole nutrient-dense foods, or do you consume it in the form of processed foods and fast food? I think this is more important than vegetable oils overall. See, I think that if you would eat a diet of whole nutrient-dense foods, your vegetable oil naturally already drops to almost zero, because the overwhelming majority of the vegetable oils people consume come in the form of processed foods and fast foods. So as soon as you switch to a whole food, nutrient-dense diet, you start consuming almost no vegetable oils at all. Now, if you follow this type of diet, a whole food, nutrient-dense diet, and then you get the occasional treat, something that you really like, and it contains a little bit of vegetable oil, is that really going to hurt your health? health? I don't think so personally. If that damages your health, it is similar to if you would have the occasional glass of wine or the occasional cigar. So to conclude, my hypothesis really is this. It is not sugar that is the enemy, and it's not vegetable oils just generalized as a whole that is the enemy. It is more nuanced than that. It is processed food that is the enemy. And sugar and vegetable oils are simply two ingredients that are often represented in processed food and fast food. So when you cut out the processed food from your life, the sugar is not that much of an issue anymore, because all the sugar you get is coming from fruit, is coming from honey, and maybe some dairy products. And seed oils and vegetable oils are naturally almost completely eliminated from your life already if you switch to such a diet. If you then, when you follow this kind of diet, still get in a little bit of seed oil occasionally because you go out to a restaurant, because you have a little treat, or because it's part of your local traditional cuisine such as sunflower oil in Italy, it probably will not make a lot of difference for your health. So the important thing to focus on is not staring yourself blind on sugar and vegetable oils as a whole. They're always bad, they're always going to hurt your health, but rather focus on processed food, fast food. Those are the problematic things that you should eliminate from your diet. Hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think of this hypothesis of mine. Again, it's just an opinion of mine. See this as an opinion piece, just sharing my thoughts with you. And I welcome all the criticism and all the comments that you can leave down below. If you like this sort of video, leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you later. Have a good one. Bye bye.